Shit ton as usual.
Waiting. Yeah, we're waiting. We're still waiting. We're waiting. I don't see myself on the screen, but we're waiting.
There we go. I think we're live.
Ooh, spinning. It's spinning. There we are. We're live. I can cover that shit up. Hey guys, welcome back to Amigos and Co. Just the two of us this week. There's, of course, myself, the lovely Legion, and that other guy over there, whichever side he's on, I can't remember. Vandal. Yeah. Over to you, Vandal.
Yeah, so I wrote it in the chat earlier. I'm sure if you were here you saw it, but if not, I'm going to be dying, coughing my brains out probably half the show. So apologies to your speakers and your eardrums.
It's true. I've been listening to him for the last half hour. He's blowing major chunks of phlegm in all directions. So if the camera gets blurry, it's not as focused. It's quite disgusting.
Yeah. And I probably shouldn't be vaping, but I'm going to do it anyways. Because you know what? Whatever.
That's what Nick Salt's for.
Yeah, right, dude. Nick Salt's make cough way worse, even like normally without being sick. Is fucking
yeah, but you see, it's an expectorant. It gets all that phlegm out.
Ugh.
Suck back on that 69 milligram. Get some big contractions going and just expel all that phlegm. You'll feel like $1 million afterwards. Don't follow my advice at home, guys.
Yeah.
It's not a good idea.
We don't suggest you listen to anything we put on here. As I'm sure you've noticed, and like Legion said, Breeze Tones is gone. He had to go see the OBGYN today. So, just make sure everything's nice and tight, you know. They're putting in that ice cream scooper thing. And that's right, we're right to the dirty talk.
I was going for the virgin stitch. Just a little tighter.
Yeah. He had to get that, what is that, the labia tuck or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah, enough of that. Let's move on.
But yeah, let's hit the chat real quick. First one in was David Miles, so I catch the replay. Jangles, hanging out. Thank you for hanging out, bro. Mr. Steven Sard, welcome back. You've been gone for like 6 years, so what are you, my dad now? And then Mr. Shane Beekman, always mucho love to the homie Shane over in Australia. George D is in the house. Mowgli Vapes, Mr. Mowgli. And then T-Mofo Gets and Shoestring Tom. So welcome, guys. Shane Beekman says I have the coronavirus. I really doubt it. Legion will probably get it before me because he gets all those products.
Actually, this past month it's been like totally dry. With the coronavirus, with China being shut down, with our holiday before, I'm literally like tapped out. I've got 2 things for review that I've been asked not to do. They were supposed to be out by now, but they said we're holding back. And I've got 1 thing that I forgot to review 4 months ago. Whoops. And that's literally it. I'm totally tapped out. But it's a good thing because I've been kind of busy with another project and it's taken a lot of my attention. All the paperwork and stuff is just fucking annoying.
Yeah.
But working my way through it. And that's it.
So actually, with this whole new project thing, before we get into that, what are you vaping on, man? Let's hear you buffet.
Nice and simple. I really haven't changed up anything. Like I said, nothing new coming in, so nothing I have to use. So I will not ever start using my lovely Axle and topside dual combo. And I just finished this bottle today, just filling it up for the show. Luckily, I got 2 more, one on the back shelf, one in the freezer. Pink lemonade, Axle. Beautiful combo. And my daily carry has been a no-brainer. The Aegis Axe with some sort of Asmodus stock coiler thing. I can't even remember what it's called. It's got a pre-built coil in there. And that's kind of interesting. I have a small collection of 30 ml bottles, these little guys. And they came from a subscription box ages ago. So they're kind of old, very well steeped. These are the flavors that I didn't like from 2 separate boxes that have just built up. And what I've been doing is I figured I'd just kind of get rid of them, but I didn't want to throw them out.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to vape them through. And I'm still vaping on the same coil. So I've had coffee in there. I've had popcorn in there. Now I've got tropical fruit in there, just working through each one on top of the same coil. It's not very pleasant.
Wait, did you just say popcorn flavor?
Yeah, there was a popcorn flavor in there, which actually wasn't that bad. I didn't mind that one.
Was it like salted, buttery?
It
like
back on the shelf because I thought it would be awful, but it wasn't that bad. Once I got used to it, the first couple of puffs, and then it was actually quite nice. Surprisingly, this coil, these are the Hell Beast Baby Beast compatible coils, and it's actually holding up really well. I've gone through about 180 mils so far in there, about 4 different e-liquids. It takes 3 or 4 puffs for each old one to dissipate. Then you get to the new one. It's not actually holding the old flavors, which is really nice. This tropical fruits, not a big fan of it, but
To be honest, I've never saw a tropical fruit flavor that was that great.
Yeah. I like it in other things. Pineapple on pizza's nice.
Oh man,
opinion, but
I don't know. I think it's pretty popular. Depending on how much people fight you on social media, you say that.
I don't know. It's one of those things. I'm actually not a big fan of it on pizza. I just thought I'd say it piss people off. Because people get so hung up about that. Like, dude, it's just a fucking topping.
Yeah.
Take it off.
And plus, there's people out there that eat spinach on their pizzas. So, like, don't get me wrong. I don't think pineapple's good on pizza. But if you're going to yell at someone that puts fucking vegetables on your pizza, that's not good. Like, I saw a kale pizza once. Like, what the fuck? Are you gluten-free or not? Like, what's going on?
I've had spinach on pizza, and it's actually nice if it's one of those pizzas that have lots of olives and crumbly cheese, not cheddar or mozzarella. It's got to be like a feta or something like that, and it can be quite nice. But I'm not gonna have like a pineapple and spinach pizza.
Yeah, that just sounds terrible. It's like, how bad do you hate yourself? The best pizza I've ever had was there's this place up the street from me, and they put the green peppers under. It's kind of like pepperoncinis, but I don't think they are pepperoncinis. They're kind of like banana peppers, but spicy, and they put them under the cheese and the sauce. And so when it melts it, you bite into it. It's got that nice little bite. So it's pretty good. But yeah. And,
the best pizza I ever had was just walk-ins, by the slice pizza, Granville Street, Vancouver, because I was fucking hungry and those pizzas were fresh and they were hot and they cost $1 a slice at that time. And how can you beat $1 a slice?
You can't.
A pizza, and the pizzas were like that big.
Yeah.
They were huge. And you fold them, and it was great.
That's when you know you're getting good pizza, when you get by the slice and you can fold it like a taco.
Yep.
So it's good pizza. But yeah, for my buffet, same shit as always. Topside goat. Rocket Blast. I've been going between Rocket Blast and Pink in there because I'll get too lazy to go to the next room and then grab the bottle. So it's just like a really fruity punch in my mouth. Oh, I do have a question though. You're talking about how your juices were steeping and stuff. And obviously, I do have a bunch of old juices laying around. Like these right here are all old bottles that I have. They're still full of product, but I used to take photos of and stuff, or they got beat up, so I put them there. Anyways, yeah, that's dude. I'll have to show you after the show. I was going through some stuff because we're gonna move next month, and so I was going through some shit, and I have like this box. It's literally I can't you guys won't see it, but it's a huge box, and man, some of the flavors in there. But my question was, I know that people say that you could steep dessert flavors and they taste better. How does that go with fruit flavors? I heard that it doesn't do the same.
It doesn't do as much if you steep too long. If it's really, really old, your nick's going to get a little peppery. The flavor profile is going to shift a little bit. I mean, obviously, the hardcore DIY mixers are going to have their fully informed opinion. But in my perspective, from what I've seen, most fruit flavors don't change too much over time. Like, give it a week or two to really mix. It's not so much like it's steeping; it's just fully blending. And then after that, you're not going to get much change.
Okay.
But the hardcore DIY people, they've got it down. For me, just comes in, vape it, it's gone. It rarely sits long enough to steep.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned before, Moe's Vanilla Custard from Vaporize, which I had a bottle that just sat half full for 9 months, and the difference in flavor between beginning and end, and that's a banana custard. And it was just really, really beautiful. So I bought a bottle, and I've got it sitting there. It's kind of like my last resort bottle. It's like letting it sit as long as possible before I even crack it, because yeah, I want that really, really strong flavor.
Yeah. Dessert flavors I don't really mess with too much, but the reason why I asked is because I was going through and I found back when, because like when I started, we were still doing these bottles. I don't know if any of you guys remember these fucking things. I hated these bottles. Dude, they were fucking terrible. Like, if you're dripping right into an RDA, cool, but like if you have a tank or something, I hated it. So anyways, I went through like a bunch of stuff and I found a bunch of old ones. We didn't make pink until pink came out straight 100 mils and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I don't mean we, I just mean, the company. And then, so I never got to, it would have been cool to have an old school bottle, but I was thinking about maybe like pulling these out and seeing how it tasted.
Well, see, that one's a bit different too, because it's a fruit, but it's also a hard candy, so some of the flavor may shift. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Maybe. But you're absolutely right. I hated those bottles. That was the standard when I first started. We had those little glass dripper bottles. But if you were buying anything in any kind of large size, it was those sriracha bottles.
Sriracha bottles.
Yeah, they're perfect for dripping. Drip, 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 glug.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. Any kind of tank or whatever. That's when I started getting into these things.
What the hell was that?
That was a half full syringe.
I was gonna say it looked like a fucking a big ass needle.
Like I've drained a tank and then I've thrown it in the bucket there and I've forgotten to empty it. This is not the same one. I've got another one. You can see the color there. Look how dark that is.
Ooh.
I have no idea what that is.
Looks like 1040 weight.
That's like some juice that I pulled out of a tank to put something else in or to change a coil, and I just forgot about it, and oh, that's got to get cleaned. I've just repulsed myself. There's no way I'm going to make that.
Yeah, that looks pretty bad. You should definitely send it to Adam with some of his stuff so he'll really enjoy it. Because if you guys didn't know, Adam loves dirty coils and dirty cotton.
Yeah, dude, dirty cotton. Send him pictures of his coils with like tons of gunk and really dirty cotton, and tell him that you've only been baking it for like 12 hours.
Yeah.
That's going to make him happy.
Yeah, and then actually, if you guys do that and you guys get a funny reaction, send it to me, and I'll send you guys something from the giveaway shelf.
There's a deal.
And then we can make Adam into a bunch of memes. You guys won't see it because Adam won't let me release them, but we send stupid pictures to each other in our little group chat on Instagram and stuff. And there's a pretty good one, and I really want to release it, but Adam won't let me. I put an animation on it, and like, it's real bad. Steve's seen it, and it's fucking bad. Jason, what's up, bro? Thank you for hanging out. And yeah, actually, speaking of that stuff, tonight it was in the post on IG and Facebook, but we will be giving away an Osmotis Voluna 2 RTA, still freshly factory sealed. And this is courtesy of Erica at Local Vape, my awesome boss. Had a box full of stuff, and I was like, hey, can I have that to give away on my channel? She was like, yeah, promote your channel, take this stuff for free. So big shout out to Erica for doing that for us.
Erica is awesome. I've never met the lady. I would love to have cocktails. Not beer, not coffee. I'd love to sit down and have cocktails with her. She sounds, by all reports, like a lovely woman.
Yeah. Also, not yet, Mowgli. I said later on we'll do that. You fucking piece of shit. No. But yeah, Erica's awesome. If you guys don't know, she's we're here local in Las Vegas, and she was interviewed by the news when the whole first thing started coming down with the FDA and all that shit. And they kind of like they filmed hours of stuff and only used like 4 minutes of it. And then when the second push came through after September 11th, she actually called the news people themselves, like, yo, let me get on there and talk about like what's going on, and then give you like an educated perspective from someone in the industry. And she does a lot of stuff for the advocacy stuff, that helps support vape veterans and shit. So yeah, but yeah, so shout out to Erica for giving that. We'll do that later, and then yeah. But otherwise,
on to sort of news type things. I caught a really interesting video just before I popped into this live from Ruthless E-Liquid, and I'm not sure if you guys have seen it, but and this is something that doesn't actually happen over here in Australia because of what companies are where, but apparently in the States, Lucy, who make nicotine gum, have been running sort of viral ads that are making fun of vapors. sort of offensive to vapors, like people being really douchebag vapors and saying, well, don't vape, chew our gum. And yeah, and they're getting away because they're FDA regulated and approved. They're getting away with not only running these ads, but all the flavors and colors that we get nailed to the wall for. They're just throwing them all in there. So my request for you guys watching is Ruthless E-Liquid on YouTube. Go check out the video. Find Lucy's social media and nail them to the fucking wall for this. Let them have it. Don't let them get away with this shit. Because it's one thing to sell your product that's in the similar sphere, but it's another thing to attack an industry that is trying to do the same thing you are. We're trying to help people quit smoking. They're trying to help people quit smoking. Why the fuck do we have to fight with each other about it?
Well, because of the sales, man, the sales. And it's funny, well, it's not funny that you brought that up, but it reminded me of something that I saw. I don't know if you've seen it recently on social media. I know that you probably don't follow a lot of the American meme pages and stuff like that. But anyways, Mike Bloomberg, if you guys don't know, he's this old liver-spotted fuck that's running for president here in the United States. And I don't have my tinfoil hat next to me, or else, just imagine it's on me. This piece of shit was put into running for the presidential election because they realized that Biden wasn't strong enough to run it, and that everyone else dropped out. So they brought in billionaire Mike Bloomberg, which also instituted Stop and Frisk in New York, which was very racially biased, and he's said some very racially inciting things. Went through and paid all these social media influencers to post memes, making them look funny and all this shit like that. And so it's crazy to me that you see like these people trying so hard to seem relatable. When, tell me the last time you think you could relate to someone that's made millions and billions of dollars off of limiting people's rights and freedoms, and it's a sad state of affairs we're in right now in the United States. And like, you can find someone saying that every year, but we're living through it, so it's bad for us. But if anyone in the chat has seen that, please let us know.
I've wondered that for ages. How can you have someone representing the will of the people who's a fucking billionaire? We've all seen those memes where it shows you, the breakdown of how long and how hard you have to make before you even made a single billion. How can someone, billionaires can't lose.
No.
There's like, you can fuck up royally, you can kill your businesses, you will never be in poverty. I've lived most of my life below that line. I think most of us, no matter how well we're doing, we think we're doing great. We're still below the technical poverty line. We've all had tight months. We've all had to kite checks or to try and shovel your cash around. How can a billionaire ever relate to or to understand or even empathize with what you're going through? It's ridiculous.
And that's the thing, guys, especially because, it's coming up here if you're in the States. Like, election season's already started. We're doing, early voting and caucuses and all that shit. And so make sure, I get it. A lot of us are, if any of us even vote, if you do vote, it's like single issue voters and stuff like that. And like the last time you've ever been in a booth, you can honestly say to yourself, did you know every candidate that was on the ballot and stuff like that? No, but make sure that when you do go vote this year, that you're looking into who's fighting for what you want and who's actually going to do stuff. Just to bring it back around, like that Bloomberg piece of crap, he's also been trying to take away your sodas. He's been trying to take away your candy. He's been telling people they don't know how to live right, so he's going to do it. And like Steve said, how relatable can a guy be that even if he lost his fortune tomorrow, just because of notoriety of his name, that dude will never work with his hands in his life. He has no idea what your problems are, what your struggles are. And if like anyone in this chat that's in here with us, like Steve said, has ever gone a whole month, I'll just say it like a month, without having to plan around your finances and then how much you get for stuff, that's something that he will never ever fucking wonder. These people are so separated from real reality. And then, it's just, don't, make sure you know what you're doing when you go to vote. And then Brett Jordan in the chat says, Bloomberg has multiple NDAs, non-disclosure agreements with women that settled out of court for inappropriate behavior, etc. And yeah, man, I'm not saying that everyone's perfect. You have to be a saint to lead a country, but you also got to be somebody that's not necessarily super relatable, but maybe knows the issues. What's really going on in the streets. Anything that he passes, legislation, these lawmakers pass, it won't apply to any of them. This is up to it applies to you. These guys are being either paid off or they're having their I can't speak right now. Evangelical fucking mind states thinking like, oh, this is the way it needs to be done. This needs to do this way. And they're not thinking about you. So make sure when you go in, you're thinking about yourself.
This. In Beverly Hills, they passed ordinance, in the past year, I can't remember, 2 months back, where, they banned all the vape shops, they banned cigarette sales and all that stuff within Beverly Hills, except for the cigar club, because Schwarzenegger's a member, and a lot of other very wealthy people are members. So, don't think that the laws are even across the board. They're definitely skewed towards those that have wealth, power, and money. So, when you have a chance to vote for someone, vote for someone that's leaning more in your direction rather than that side of things, because it's got to get balanced somehow.
Yeah. And I know I'll probably be speaking out of pocket here because I don't remember it too much. But it's like I took sociology when I was in college. And I only go as far as 101, whatever. But it taught us a lot about I know a lot of people might not agree with Marxists and stuff like that. But it happened back in England, way back in the day before we came to America and stuff, to where these people that had money and power that were in charge would just suppress the underclass so hard to make them work and live in shit conditions just to produce things that they wanted. And then it created this whole bubble of where you had 1 million people under one, like we're having right now with it was 4 people own more wealth than the whole United States combined. And then, they're making all the rules and anything that they're doing right now, it's not going to apply to them. It's the way they think it should happen. And then like Steve said with the cigar club, they didn't ban cigars just specifically because of a person with a certain amount of celebrity who uses it. And so if you're thinking that anything's out here to help you specifically that's being passed by these guys, probably fucking not. They're going to look out for their friends. They'll look out for their homies. Look at these tax breaks going in these big companies. Amazon pays 0 taxes. Amazon pays 0 taxes. Netflix pays 0 taxes. There's a ton of companies out there that do that. But these people that have the power that influence these elections are making these choices for you, whether you like it or not. And so I'm not telling you go out in the streets with your pitchforks and your fucking vapes and fucking go out there and charge shit, but start paying a lot more attention to what's going on, because eventually it's going to snap. And I'm not saying we're going to be in the streets fighting each other, but man, I think we're well on our way to having some kind of revolution.
Whoa, that's harsh talk for you. You're not wrong though.
Especially with just how I can't think of the words right now. I'm sorry, I'm sober. But fucking, it's just the unbalance of things. It's just so stupid. And I'm going to stop because I'm just rambling right now. So Steve has something cool going on. If you guys haven't seen it, I know a lot of you guys check us out every week. Thank you for being here. But if you want to get into that a little bit, man.
Why not? I have some good news and some bad news. You guys all know that I've been working towards a documentary for the last 4 months. And I had hoped, this is the bad news part, I had hoped to announce that crowdfunding was now open on this episode. Unfortunately, yeah, that's the paperwork stuff I've been doing for the last week, and doing a short video for that, and finalizing budgets and all that stuff. Fundraising has been enabled, but it's not live yet. I'm waiting for that to be verified. My fundraising platform, they need to review everything to make sure it's all good. So as soon as they do, then we'll start rolling that out. And yeah, I think the fundraising period should be about 6 weeks, what I'm planning. And once that's done, should I be successful, then we start rolling through more pre-production and then getting this damn thing done. It's been a while. It's been 4 months and we're still on the first step. So I'm quite eager to move into action.
Yeah.
That's it. That's literally all I got to say on it.
But yeah, if you guys didn't know anything about that, Steve's putting it together by himself. Well, he's doing the crowdfunding, of course, because we're not millionaires here. But Steve's going out and he's going to talk to people. He's going to get in personal interaction with these people that have switched over. And I'm not going to speak on it because I don't know everything Steve's going to do. But from what I do know, and from the preview you showed me, it's fucking bitching. Because I was telling Steve that you see these guys that come out and there's like these vape companies or these juice companies stuff. Not that what they're doing is wrong, but you feel like they're saying like the benefits of vaping because they're going to try and sell you their product. Steve doesn't sell juice. He doesn't sell hardware. He doesn't do any of that. It's all personal, introspective opinions coming out. He does sell T-shirts, which I just found out.
And I do sell coffee cups.
And coffee cups. So yeah, there'll be some shameless promotion, I'm sure, in a couple of those videos. But it's coming from the heart of someone that's experienced the benefits of this, that's made a change in their life. And he's going to ask other people how it made a change in their life. And I think this is going to be awesome. I think it's going to be something that's different that we need. Because I don't know too much about, I know there's some drama and stuff like that whole nicotine thing came out and all that stuff. And I know a lot of people got upset. And I still don't fucking know why. I still have no clue. I was supposed to get explained about it like 6 months ago, and then it just disappeared.
Well, I can tell you what that is. That film actually hasn't come out yet. It's still in production. This is how long it takes to make a big thing. There's much bigger production than mine, and they flew all over the world and all sorts of stuff. And they asked the hard-hitting question, nicotine and science. It's a different thing. But they started spinning their social media on an angle. Let's roll back. They did their initial social media towards us, towards our community, to gather the fundraising. And then once that was done and they were in production, their social media started spinning to court the anti-vaping side a bit more. And I understand why they did that. They wanted to bring them in to see, to get their interest. Like, this movie will come out and you really want to talk about it. Nicotine and vaping and the teenage epidemic, and you want to see it. They already knew by that point what the content was. They knew that it wasn't going to sell the story that the ants want to hear, but they want them to go through the door and see it. They want them to be educated and informed, at least a portion of them, to maybe learn a little bit, change their minds. So they started spinning their social media in that direction, which really got a knee-jerk reaction from our community. They weren't able to, because when you put things in print, it's never private, no matter what you do. So they weren't able to say, look, this is what we're doing. They just kind of slowly did it. And a lot of people on our side of things started getting really upset, really angry. The idea that they took money from us, but now they're making a movie that's against us, that's dishonest. And I could see where that thought process was coming from, but it was thinking very small picture and not looking at the bigger picture. Aaron Breitbart, who is the guy who's doing it, if you looked at what he was saying, looked at his own social media, you would have seen quite clearly that, yeah, he was playing with them and just trying to get them through the door. They've since stopped doing that. He saw the reaction, and it started snowballing a bit, and he sort of tamped up fires and put it to bed, and he stopped doing that. I assume once it comes out, he may spin again just to get them through the door. Don't take it too personally. Wait till you can see the film and see what is said before you get, because I'm 100% certain. I mean, they did 1 billion lives, like Brett just said, and it is a wonderful film, very, very much on our side of things. And there's no way this film is going to be, it's going to be honest. They're not going to hide anything. And if something is honest and truthful and against us, then we have to accept that. But this film is not going to be tanking the vaping industry. It's going to be talking about the actual science of how our bodies deal with nicotine, how they react to nicotine, what it's good for, what it's bad for, all those things. So yeah, don't take that social media stuff too seriously. I considered doing the same thing with mine. I started writing up my proposals and stuff, and I considered it. I wanted perhaps to diminish mention of vaping in my initial stuff. And then I decided just not to go with that because I just really didn't want to deal with that sort of thing.
And so I want to throw this out there because you brought up the social media aspect. Social media can be very toxic no matter what side you're on, with all this stuff that's going on. And it's one thing I've noticed a lot, and don't take this as a personal attack to anyone here or anything like that. But when you see these things come out to where it's like showing like the different side of stuff and things like that, maybe take it with a grain of salt and don't be so attacking, because like you'll see people going on there, and I've noticed a lot on Twitter. And so it kind of gives us a really bad look. And you can't control everyone, I understand that. But instead of like attacking stuff, ask someone why they think that or why they believe this and that, and then open up a conversation. Because if someone posts like, oh yeah, my kid vaped this stuff when he wasn't supposed to, and then his teeth fell out or something, it was something that's obviously very stupid, and then you get on there and you be like, oh, you're a fucking idiot, you didn't help solve anything. You know, you're just looking like an asshole on the internet, and then that's the persona that you're going to push, and then next thing you know, some local news channel or these things on Snapchat or feeds and stuff like that are going to showcase your comment looking like an asshole to say this is what that community is. We're all fucking shitheads and stuff like that, you know? And so, especially...
The tactic that I've always recommended is, like you said, take a step back before you respond. And recognize that if someone is saying shit out there, you're not going to change their mind. You're not going to change their opinion. That person who wrote that, I mean, they're either paid to or they're already fully on the other side. They're not going to ship.
And that's why they said it.
Don't write your comment for them, even though it's technically a response to them. Write your comment for those that come after. Those people that are on the fence are going to read their side, and then you're going to give some valid and some accurate and some polite information to counteract the argument. Leave your comments as little bombs for the future, little truth bombs. So when people are going through comments, oh yeah, it did this. Oh, well, that guy said it didn't. And he's very polite, very respectful. He cited his sources. He's linked off to these things. Yeah, okay. There's more going on here. But if you just shout and yell and insult, whoa, those people are getting really angry. There's nothing to what they're saying. It must be true. You know, really think about that. You're not responding to the person. You're leaving it there for the future, for other people to stumble across. And so to set the record straight.
And that's the beautiful thing about social media. There are going to be people that go back and look at stuff that's a year old, 6 years old, 6 months old. People are always scrolling through the internet. It's an endless tube. We've all been there, like where we start on one thing on YouTube. Next thing you know, it's 6 hours later and we're learning how to, like, lava is made, you know? So people are going to be out there finding stuff. Like one of our most popular videos ever, and I think it'll probably be our most popular video ever, was when we first started this channel and the THC thing happened. And it was a video that Chuck, when he was still with us, was doing about the fact that it was a vitamin E acetate and the THC cart, stuff like that. Over 1,000 something views on that. I haven't even gone to check the comments in a while, but there was a ton of stuff on there. And so people are still seeing stuff. So like Legion said, leave something there for them to dwell on, to look at, better than just like like a blasé comment just talking crap or shit or something like that. Because you seem like someone that you want to learn from when you don't approach it with a violent or an aggressive approach.
Well, that's the thing. That's the whole point of why I decided to take the angle I did with the documentary, is that I could attack the politics, I could attack the science, I could attack the funding and the motivations, and all of those are very valid avenues to take. But other people have done that in the rest of the world. I wanted to take a very personal approach and actually talk to people in their viewpoint. The idea of this whole thing is my channel. I'm there. I'm talking about my perspective. I like this device, I use this device, I don't like that one, etc. And it's my face. I wanted to get my face and my voice off it. I won't be in this video. I'll be behind the scenes, I'll be asking the questions, but I'll be cut out as much as possible. It's their voice, it's their experience. It's going to go all the way from when did you first see cigarettes? When did you first pick them up? Why did you keep smoking? How often did you try to quit? All those sort of things. I'm going to let them tell their story and piece it together so that we follow that journey for all of them together, from beginning to quitting to months and years afterwards, how they feel now and how that's affected their lives. That journey, it's their point of view. So that, like I said, with leaving comments as sort of a truth bomb, that's what this is. It's a testimony. I've used that word a number of times in my my press stuff. It is to be a testimony from people's journey, so they can let people know and share, hopefully, and then change that public perception. We are derided in the media. We are belittled in the public eye, and I wanted to do what I could do to change that sort of point of view.
And like Cody in the chat says, he says, make it like, show some humanity. Show people that we're your brothers, we're your sisters, we're your fathers, we're your mothers, we're your fucking aunts, uncles, grandmas. We are real fucking people that found something that works for us. So the best way to not sell someone on vaping, but to make them understand why we choose it and why we shouldn't be taking it away is because of the benefits that we have. And a lot of people take it for granted. And a lot of people, if you've been vaping here for more than a year or two or something like that, you forget about the fact that you used to smoke cigarettes and wake up the next morning full of fucking phlegm and coughing your brains out or smelling like crap, or like spending even a ton of money on cigarettes, or even being outcasted by, like, if you work in a company that's an anti-smoking campus or something, you gotta go stand on the corner half a block away and stuff like that. You know, and then the changes it's made for you, you know, and the fact that this right here, this exact thing right here, when Noah brought us together, it wasn't because I was like, oh, Steve, what's up, bro? You live down the street from me. I never would have met this crusty mofo in my life. He lives in goddamn Australia. You know, he's twice my senior. But look what we're doing. We're on here talking to you guys, which are here supporting us, and you guys brought us all, and it's brought us all together. And that's what makes it different from cigarettes. And a lot of people don't understand that, because you'll see the people say, just quit. If you could just quit, do you think anyone would be smoking? No.
That is one of the things you see all the time. Well, I did it. I quit. 7 years. I quit just through willpower. If you can't do it, you're not a man.
Yeah.
Fuck off. I tried. I couldn't. I mean, more power to you if you can.
Yeah.
I honestly believe, and I believe this even before I started vaping. I believe that the people who quit. Okay, there's that whole AA mentality where you're an alcoholic for life. And I believe that the people who quit, yeah, they're still smokers. They're not smoking, but they're still smokers. They still want to. They still crave it. I've talked to smokers who, like, haven't quit for 10, 12, or smoked for 10, 12 years, and they're like, oh, can I just smell that? Can I just smell that? It's like, yeah, 12 years and you still want one. I can't stand the smell.
Yeah.
Getting into an elevator, it really bothers me. Like if it's around there, I have quit. I have moved on to something else, but they haven't quit. And I think they're angry. I think they're really, really angry because they want something so much that they have to guard against all the time. And anyone else who couldn't do what they did, you know, deny themselves constantly in this sort of puritanical mindset. I think they just hate us.
Yeah.
They absolutely despise our entire community and what we do, because they've had to go through constant self-deprivation, whereas we've managed to go, well, I won't have that. I will have this. And it tastes lovely. It tastes like vanilla custard and then lemonade and cherry and pie. And I got 12 of them with all different flavors. And what do you got?
Yeah.
Lettuce. You know, they're literally like being angry.
And that's...
Yeah.
That's a huge thing a lot of people don't realize, too. You see these angry people and stuff, and, you know, we're not getting into psychology or mental health. We don't do that here because we don't have the expert's opinion to give it to you. And it's not talking to anyone that does that, because if you find help in something that does that, but I will never ever project it as that. But a lot of these people come on and they attack this stuff because it's a projection of what they're thinking about themselves on the inside. Oh, just quit. Or you're fucking stupid for doing this. And they're projecting ideas inside of them that they don't like. And then that fact that maybe, like, if you had willpower to quit or do something different, they get mad at it because whether they can achieve it or not, or they think it's unattainable. And that's the worst part about it. Is we're a society. We're human beings. We all have different thoughts. We think we've grown up in our own bubbles, in our own worlds with ourselves and things that we've experienced, thinking, oh, this is how we've made it through it. This must be the way. No, mofo, you got to give everyone the chance to find it in their own way. Like you were saying about, like, the fact that you brought up, you stopped smoking for 12 years, but you're still a smoker, but you're not smoking. And same thing with me. I, like, this past weekend, and, like, it's not a toot my own horn or nothing, but just for, like, personal introspect, is like I've gone 3 months now without any alcohol. But like Steve said, I cannot lie to you and tell you that at least 3-4 times a week I'm sitting there like, fuck, man, you know how good a fucking beer would be right now, or how good a fucking I'm a real shitty drinker, a vodka and Red Bull would be right now and shit like that. You know, you're never ever going to get rid of the cravings, the feelings, or, like, you know, wanting to do that. But that's why you make yourself a better person, is by finding a way to subside that and then go on forward and move on with it. And that's what our community has been able to do with smoking cigarettes and stuff like that. And it kind of pisses people off because, like I said, I'm no psychiatrist or psychologist or anything like that, but there's something inside them that makes them mad that someone else was able to do something, and it just bleeds into it.
As Shusing Storm says right there, you don't vape now to stop smoking, I vape now to stay stopped.
Right there.
100%. Absolutely. I don't want to go back to cigarettes. I despise them. But I know that my body has been programmed now for decades and decades to require at least some level of nicotine. I'm moving it down. I also know that I have a very compulsive and habitual nature. I just kind of like that thing. I just put something in my mouth, blow out a cloud. I just do that constantly without thought, and I enjoy it. But I know that if you took my vape away, I would be getting very antsy. I try as hard as I can. I can't say that I wouldn't slide back. So
and that's the worst part. They're depending on you to slide back.
Yeah.
They're definitely depending on you to slide back, and it's a real slap in the face when you don't. And then let's see, Jason in the chat, or actually let me go in order. Shane Beekman says he still has cravings himself, but no, I don't want to smell like shit or my house, and my son hates the smell of smoke, but loves the smell of my strawberry vape I use. Same here, Delane doesn't, my better half doesn't smoke or vape or anything like that, but she enjoys the fact that when I blow out Rocket Blast, it smells like strawberries and lemonade compared to a smell like Newports, you know? And you're not just doing it for yourself, you're doing it for the people around you, and that's what people need to realize is outside the community and outside this is that it's not just benefiting this one person directly, it's benefiting the people around them.
That's something that as a smoker, I don't think I ever knew. I consciously was not aware of it, and I know that most of us are the same, how bad I smell. And even if you're an outside smoker, how bad your house smells. It gets into your clothes, it gets on stuff, it's just there. And so I have this like retroactive shame for anyone who ever came near me or came into my house or spent any time there, just how bad things smell. And I know that's gone now. And I'm subject to it when I go out and I'm around other smokers and stuff, but I'm just so glad that it's gone. I think that would be a major hindrance if I was to start smoking again. That would always be in my mind. It's like, do I smell and do I not know? Is it everywhere? Is it in my walls? I just wouldn't want that. It's just.
And that's one of the things too, like you brought up, you don't realize it. And like for the longest time when I was smoking cigarettes, I always be like, oh, everyone I'd smoke cigarettes with, like whether it's at work or socially and stuff. Like, man, y'all motherfuckers stink, you know, y'all smell like cigarettes without being conscious of the fact that I probably fucking stunk because I was so used to it.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's I don't know, I feel like I've ranted enough about it.
It's really strange. If you smell something constantly, your body tunes it out.
Yep.
It's not there. It becomes I want to say invisible, but it's your nose. But it's gone to you. You just can't detect it. I actually realized this a while ago. I found out what happened. So a woman gets out of the shower and she's all clean. She puts on her perfume, and then she putters around, picks out her clothes, puts on some more perfume because she can't smell it. She does makeup. She's gonna head out the door. She puts on the perfume because she can't smell it anymore. She gets on the bus. Everyone's fucking, oh, get off, oh, fucking get away. It stinks. But to her, she can only smell it just a tiny bit because it's always just being put on. And you kind of have to learn, if you're into fragrances and stuff, put it on, smell good, and when you can't smell it anymore, it's fine. Everyone else can.
Yeah.
And the same thing goes with us as smokers. I mean, imagine smoking 20, 30 smokes a day. You just don't realize how much that's all over you constantly. It's in your hair, it's in your eyelashes, in your skin, in your clothes. I mean, yeah.
It's fucking atrocious.
You're unaware of it.
And then let's see, like Brett Jordan in the chat says, like, you know, that's one thing that I like to harp on a lot is the fact that there's more to vaping than addiction for him now, is what he says. As Shane said, the community, the hobby side of things, and Brett says he collects Filipino gear. That's the thing right there. Like, this has been a cessation device that's been able to bring people together from a million different things. Legion, on my right here next to me, he can install coils, do all this stuff, and like tell me about the mods, the Ohm's law, and all this stuff, and like what pods, this, that. Could I tell you that? Absolutely fucking not. I could not. But you know what? You know why we're friends? Because it brought us together enough that our appreciation for it was able to spread to other things. And like, this isn't me talking shit, but like back in the day when vaping first started getting popular, you guys know me, I'm an asshole, I'm a douchebag. So of course I make fun of people for vaping. There's plenty of memes on my Facebook posts like where two guys are like banging each other in the butt. It's like, oh, do you vape, you know, and stuff like that. Long story short, what I'm getting around to is I went full circle from that smoking Newport 100s, like 2 packs a day, to having a fucking vape shelf and then having friends that I hang out with every fucking week, twice a week from all over the world. And then you guys come here and you guys listen to me rant. And you get to listen to Steve give you guys great reviews. You listen to Bree's tone sound like the angelic saint that he is, you know. And it's more than just like, you know, sitting around the smoke pit, you know, and gossiping at work. It's us hanging out. It's us finding new information about stuff. It's us sharing what devices may help each other or enjoy more. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying your vice. And especially when your vice is a lot healthier than the alternative. What the fuck is your problem?
You know, you bring up a good point. Something that really annoys me, I see this all the time on social media, on different groups, is the whole attacking one section of our community in favor of another. We've got the whole, it used to be the cloud chasing, cloud comps, snapbacks, that's killing vaping. That's just going to kill vaping. And then recently we've heard people switch it all the way around to pods. Pod systems are too easy to hide. The kids get rid of them. That's killing vaping. And there's always some section of our community that the rest are hating on because they're killing vaping. The collectors, the high-end people, they're turning it into fetish objects. It's about quitting smoking. And I get that whole thing, like, you know, people are saying it's all about quitting. And if you're not quitting and then stopping, then why are you doing it? You should quit and then stop. If your end goal is not to stop vaping, then you're not quitting, you're substitute. All of this stuff. And I'm just like, fuck off. Let everyone do what they want to do, the way they want to do it, with what they want to do, and leave them alone.
Yeah.
Isn't that the broader angle as a community? Isn't that what we want? Let me buy my products, let me take care of myself, let me enjoy what I enjoy.
Yeah.
And then leave the rest of the people alone.
Yeah,
Some guy wants to have a pocket of pods. Someone else, Jangles, he just wants to have like a bucket full of mech mods carried around with him all day. Let them both have at it. It's fine. Absolutely fine. We don't need to restrict it down to you have to do it one way, or you have to have an end goal in mind. Or, you know, I've had comments where people say that, you know, I shouldn't be promoting different flavors. Seriously, I had like a massive thread with this. Guy was saying I shouldn't promote flavors. We should only have shit flavors, like the worst flavors possible, because the idea was that you get off smoking, and then the flavors aren't good, so then you quit.
And that's the most stupid fucking mind state to have, is that you have to make something miserable to make someone stop doing it. It's like, okay, if that were the case, then why do we have safe injection sites across the country and stuff? You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Like, do you think that these... And I'm not talking shit about the people, but you think these people that are sitting on the streets with needles in their arms and stuff really want to be doing that? No. You know, and you got to find a way to work with people and do things with certain things. And like Steve said, if we're fucking vaping in our house, we're not blowing it on you, we're not doing nothing, and, you know, we're not coming up into, like, your kids, like, what is it, like their third birthday party, blowing clouds and shit. Shut the fuck up.
Sorry, man, off topic, but I'm just imagining Jangles walking down the street with an ice cream bucket filled with like 30 different mech mods. Here, kiddies, who wants some ice cream? With that Neapolitan right here.
But
you want Neapolitan vape that had chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry on different inhales would be awesome. I don't think you could do that.
You got to get it like those old push pins you get when you were a kid that changed colors. Then you just push the flavor injectors.
A push pen mech mod with 3 different tops.
Oh, dude! Now you got to make it, because if not, you know, now Smart Tech's gonna steal it. But yeah, maybe Voopoo.
That's almost as smart as that one they had. Who was it who had that thing where you poured soda in there, like Coke? It was like a vape bomb.
Oh, I don't know.
It was at the bottom, and it had this like literally this big of a top, and you're supposed to fill it with soda, and vape through the soda. and of course it's on a mod, and then it's got this thing.
Man, I've never heard that one. I've never heard that. I felt like I was ambitious putting whiskey on my bong one time, but that sounds pretty cool. But
I considered reviewing that thing out of my own pocket, and then I thought, nah, why am I going to spend $119 on something I'll never use after the review?
Yeah. And if adults didn't like flavors, then why the fuck do I buy this soda? Anyways. You know what? I can't believe that we... Go ahead, sorry.
Mixed fruit punch.
Fruit punch is so good, especially I like the cheaper brands. You guys don't have fruit punch there?
No, was it a Hawaiian punch? I missed that.
Yeah. You guys don't have Hawaiian punch there?
No. Yeah, Glenn Hefner said the small Campbell. That's the one.
I never heard. I'm gonna have to look that up after. I've never seen that, and I thought I've seen some goofy shit.
You probably got like a box full of them sitting in the warehouse somewhere because they wouldn't sell.
Probably. It's like reminds me of like. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, except for the kids who were like, "Can I smoke? We eating
that?" Jangle says it looked like a penis. So now I gotta turn on my incognito mode on my browser when I search it. But me and Legion actually somehow was able to pull off almost a whole hour's worth of talking without actually planning it. So
Yeah.
we're hitting that point now at 7:21, and we only want to be here for an hour because I feel like shit. So go ahead and start hitting the next ones for this Voluna 2 RTA factory sealed. So everything should be in there. But like I said, anytime you get anything from us, good luck. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it should be fine. So yeah, go ahead and start.
Actually, I will stand behind that tank. It's a solid tank. If you are curious, head over to my channel, whichever direction you want to go, and do a search. The Voluna 2, the reviews there. And yeah, I actually like that one.
And I figured it'd be cool for
stand behind Asmodeus products. I've had no issues with any of them. Yeah. They're one of the few companies where stuff's good, stuff's better, but nothing is crap.
Yeah.
Nothing is crap.
They may do some stuff that I'm like, okay, it's maybe a little extra. Like, an Osmotis was my, Minikin was my first nicotine vape. I did have a vape before that, but it was an iTaste for marijuana. But you can, you always get good products from Osmotis. The one thing, though, I did have, I can't remember what it was called, but it was after I had the Minikin 2, they made that one mod with the IR on the front, so you can, like, scroll the screens without touching it. And oh my god, especially from someone new, because I was, just getting into the game. I have no idea what's going on, and I'd put it in my pocket, and the IR would trigger, and next thing you know, I'm boarding it at 4,000 degrees Celsius. I didn't even know it could get that high, and it started speaking Spanish to me and all that shit, and then, yeah.
Yeah, I gave my wife an Osmotis with the touchscreen interface, and yeah, for the next 6 months, it was like, hon, how do I get it back to wattage?
I gave up for 3 days because I couldn't figure out how to change it back. I had to go to work and be all like, I didn't want to be embarrassed. It was like when I first started, and so I tried to figure out everything on my own. But I finally went and was like, how do I change this? And it was so simple. So like now I just stick to 3-button devices, up and down and on and off.
I'm surprised there's not as many devices out there that follow the same basic concept as Squid Industries. Simple wattage, no temp control, fuck all that extra stuff, on, off, adjust your wattage, leave it at that. If I was designing anything, any product for any company, hit me up, guys. I'm willing to do it. I will sell out for you. If I was designing a mod, yeah, I'd be like, rip all that shit out. We don't need temp control. I don't need flashing lights. I don't need running lights. I don't need IR. I don't need, don't get me wrong. Those things can be fun. I love the geek factor, but something that's basic, on, off, and set my power. That's all I really need.
Especially I'm a very simple vapor. I've talked about it before. I've been able to collect things from people I know and I've met through doing all this. And I have a pretty bitchin' anarchist mod right there. That's the fucking hexome that I know people fucking lose their shit over. If I took that in Indonesia, I'd basically be a god. And I don't use it because I don't know all that shit. I don't know how to do any of that. I don't, so I like the simple stuff.
Dude, use it. I can see you've got 2 hexomes on the shelf. I've got a review for the hexome. They're all the same. Just use it. You will enjoy it. It literally is the most simple mod you can put the batteries in. There's a little knob. Turn it up about a quarter of the way and vape. If you want more, turn it up halfway and vape. If you want less, turn it down a little bit. The only hard part is getting your thumbnail into that little fucking dial.
Oh, I'd use a dime or something.
The nice thing about it is that it will not change in your pocket. It will not switch ever.
And that's one cool thing I like about that too, because when I reach in my pocket all the time, I keep this in my front right pocket. I'm always grabbing down to grab it, and I look down, I'm like, man, that felt weak. And I look down, it's like at 3 volts or 3 watts. I'm like, oh, that's why, because I fucking fucked it up. But while we're talking about hex zones, Erica was also gracious enough. It is used, but she gave us a green Hex Angels V2. Let me get my face out of here. And it's a pretty piece. I know people love this. And I can't say for sure, and it's not like, I'm trying to be all like celebrity, ooh gaga. I think Erica uses personally too. So it's in pristine condition. I don't know, when I asked her if I could have it for like the giveaways and stuff, she's like, oh yeah, it's just so you know, it's been used before, but it's good and all that stuff. So anyways, and like a lot of stuff that we get for you guys, like this brand new in the box, some of it's not. But anyways, next week we'll do this on next Monday. So if you guys want something really cool, we'll give this away.
The nice thing about hex zones is their warranty. They don't care if you have a receipt. They don't care about anything as long as you provide a serial number to verify that it's authentic. Then send it in. Any problem. Like they won't do cosmetic, but if you've fucked up the batteries, sled, if you cracked the button, if it's just not firing anymore, whatever's going on, you send it off to them. They will fix it. They will send it back. It'll be done.
Yeah.
Actually, I had to send mine off to them. It took a little while because of the distance, and they have a bit of a backlog. But that is a lifetime warranty for every single device they make. As long as they exist as a company, it can get fixed. You won't get that warranty from anyone else in this industry.
That's for damn sure. And so we'll do that next Monday on the show, and Adam will be back. He'll be back from his OBGYN. But a lot of the shit up here was actually courtesy of Erica. If you guys didn't notice, I did get a new shelf and shit, even though it's stupid because I'm moving next month. But anyways, everything on the shelf up here will be for giveaways for you guys. We got a good collection going. And then also I want to shout out last week on the Friday Fallout, while you guys are doing the X ones, we'll start winding it down, is Glenn Hefner, my co-host on the Friday Fallout, went and got a unicorn vert to give away, and then we had a winner on that one, and it was Shoestring Tom, I believe. And so that was really cool of him. So shout out to Glenn, putting in work on the channel. If you guys don't know, I mean, most of you guys know both shows, but I also do a show Friday with my awesome co-host Glenn, and we do giveaways and stuff on there too. But I know you guys come here, we do get into some goofy subjects. I feel like this is more structured. So if you guys are coming there expecting something that's as structured as this, or anything as structured as, I'd say, a popsicle house, you're in the wrong area. A popsicle stick house. But yeah. So then go ahead, we'll close out on those X1s, guys. No more X1s. And let me pop up this giveaway. Hit up the list. And list randomizer, boom. Alright. So I'm going to take it from here and enter these X1s. Get that last one by George. And I'm not even going to ask you what number you choose, Legion, because I already know what it is. Jerk by Vapor, the channel, it's actually on this channel right here. And it's just like a different, I won't say consider us like a network, but we have different series. I guess that'd be the easiest way to describe it. I also wear a tin foil hat, so that's fun to see. I made it with a giant yogurt bowl. Anyways, so tap these in there and randomize. And now, Legion, I'm going to guess you're going to say 69.
What's my range?
1 to 147.
89.
89. And we do have a winner, and it is Jangles.
Woo!
So Jangles, you already know what to do. Go ahead and send me your info, and then I'll get that shipped out tomorrow morning. The Voluna 2 RTA is going to be heading your way tomorrow, mofo morning. And I'll make sure to get that out to you. And then also, I haven't seen him in the chat, but if you watch the replay and you get this far into it, fucking, God damn it, I forgot his name already. Dennis Michael. He's always here hanging out. I didn't see him tonight, but you won last week. You won the Mad Dog. Bro, if you see this, please send us your info somehow. Me and Breezestone spent last week trying to find you on Facebook. Adam sent pictures of his butt to random dudes with the same name, and it was not him. It wasn't you. So we need your info, man. We want to make sure you get this. And there's no like, well, I mean, obviously if it goes like 6 months, we might just like, all right, we'll throw it back in the giveaway thing. But there's no like time limit or nothing like that, you know. Let us know when you get a chance if you see this, because we need to get that to you because you want it, and it's all yours, man. But otherwise, yeah, Jingles hit me up for that info, and we just hit the hour. Legion, any last thoughts?
No, mine is blank.
All right, perfect. I'm about to get off here and shed time myself. No. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much, Steve, holding it down with me. Next week we will have Adam back. And, yeah, otherwise, you guys get out there. Keep spreading good messages. You know, keep up the good fight. Keep up, you know, sharing the info. Someone's an asshole to you, politely explain to them why they're wrong. And if they don't like it, at least you know you tried. You know? And that's about it, guys. I'm about to fucking have a cough storm. I can feel it coming up. So we'll end the stream here. Otherwise, love you guys very much. Thank you for being here. I might be back Friday, depending on how shitty I feel. We might not have a show, but Glenn will probably make me do it. He's a good friend. So anyways, thank you guys so much for coming here. Thank you, Steven Sard, for throwing out the links in the chat. I didn't say it, so I'll say it real quick and we'll close it. Amigos20 at localvape.com will save you 20% off your whole damn order, no matter what you buy. But you can buy Breezestone's coils also at Local Vape. And if you missed a stream last week, Adam's going to have new types of coils coming to Local Vape very soon. So keep your eyes out for that. Otherwise, thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time. And you guys, stay fucking beautiful out there, all right? Have a good night.